I work with a lot of seasoned veteran faculty.
Yeah.
I always use the story of, I mean, a very close friend of mine who was a professor of mine, who now I mentor in using technology in the classroom,
Right.
which is really quite funny. You know, he still brings a piece of chalk in his pocket to class.
Oh yeah.
Even though we don't have chalkboards.
Be comfortable though?
It's just this thing, like it makes him
Security
feel,
chalk.
you know, that's what he did his entire career. He took chalk, right? And, you know, students give him boxes of chalk at Christmas. Right? Here, here's a box of chalk. But I mean, you know, that faculty member at Mohawk has gone from not even using, you know, overhead projectors,
Right.
just using chalkboard, to now using Panopto videos and teaching online courses, like in the span of 5 years. You know, he posts quick notes, videos, he's got everything transcribed, everything is, you know, AODA accessible. It's just crazy, you know, like, and I think if educators want to adopt the technology, they will, right? There's always gonna be resistors that are like, no, I'm never doing that. And in that case, sometimes it takes an institution to say, well, you are. Like, I mean, that's what Mohawk College did. They just, you know, 1 hour of every 3-hour course is going to be digital. That's it. Right? If you don't do it, then we'll do it for you. So, in that case, I mean, a lot of people were forced to do it because they didn't want someone else, you know, building their courses. And what we saw was, you know, all of a sudden people started getting really innovative. Like, you know, there's an anthropology professor, you know, who's a very close friend of mine, who started drawing comic books to explain the theories in anthropology, you know, and like the students were just going online, they were reading these digital comic books, and like it was totally, you know, he let go of the textbook and wrote all these comic books to explain everything. And it's all, you know, because we were really nudged to go digital. I mean, I embraced it because it's the only teaching method I know. I was hired, I had Brightspace as the first year, we had D2L, and I just kind of wanted to see if I could push it as far as I could, or try to break it, really see how far I could go. But yeah, other people are a little bit more hesitant, but with a little bit of nudging and hearing the students say, you know, like, I watched your video 52 times, and we can see that they actually watched it 52 times all the way through, and then they do well on the test. You can't rewatch a lecture when you were standing and just talking.
I find that's the wedge in the door right there. Is that when you listen to how students are reacting to it and how they're looking at technology, then that might excite, you know, the need for innovation.
I can give a very good example of when we first created our online biology course. It was a requirement to put fully online. One of the degree programs, HIM, I believe, it was fully online, including biology, which is included lab. The chair and the faculty, they both were like, we brought them kicking, screaming, and they're like, we don't want to do it. So our dean at that time, I said, if you don't do it, we'll hire someone else, some SME to do it for us. We are lucky enough, we have a department of instructional designers, instructional technologies, graphic designer. All we were missing was as SME, and she said, I will hire. They said, okay, we'll do it. And she did it, and then she became the big proponent of online learning, because we won a Bellwether Award, we won League for Innovation Award for pioneering science lab online. And she, whenever there was any faculty resistance, she was the first one to stand up and say, I did it, you can do it too. And our students are successful, your students, like, I am teaching science online. All the resources we created for online, she started using in the face-to-face and found big difference in her students. Because students say, this is great. Fetal pig dissection, we see once in the class, and then when the exam comes, we forget how it was. We see only pictures, and now we can see the video we have created.
Just one thing I was going to share about, you know, faculty and the use of technology. After you have the early adopters, I've just had so many experiences where faculty that was maybe feeling hesitant about utilizing, you know, the learning management system or any type of technology, when I've had so many of them come through the office door to say, I'm willing now because my students say it'll help them. They become motivated by what their students are telling them. And that's kind of been the tipping point for so many faculty that have felt hesitant or maybe not wanted to do the work. They do have the students needs in mind and at heart, and that's what motivates them.
One thing that got a lot of faculty on board at Mohawk is we did a faculty showcase of early adopters' work and what we were doing in the classroom and what it looked like, right? Like, what are the students actually seeing? And I think that opened up a lot of people's eyes. And then attached to that, we showed the analytics, right? So what was my success rate prior to utilizing Brightspace in this way, and what is it now, right? And I mean, in my course, there was a 30% increase in success, right? Like, I mean, in the first year, I wasn't even used to teaching it that way.
This isn't just like seeing how long the student might have been looking at material.
No. This is actual, like, making it through my class.
Oh,
like,
okay.
30% more people made it through my class when I put in, different online materials, and I went a little bit extreme. We built a video game, and they could interact with the simulator and all that stuff. But I mean, all that digital education pieces increased the success rate by 30% in 1 year, right? Like, I mean, how can you shy away from that? And when the faculty saw that, they were like, okay, maybe there's some merit to this, right? Like, maybe the students will really take to this, and it's a better, not better, but it's just a more advanced and a more connected way to teach this generation of students and generations moving forward.